Dude, shut up. You freaking idiot. So you contend it was you who shot the balloon and Miss Lloyd who shot the Mr. Rook. Are you sure about that? This is your last chance, because after the, if you deny this, then that means we got a problem and you are going to pay for it.
You fool!
I'm sure. Well, what you are proposed would indeed match up with the total number of shots heard. The gun from the trash can itself have been fired, The gun from the trash can itself has also been fired twice. Now, why would the supposed number of shots heard from the gun differ from the number of shots spent? It's simple, because it was planted by the real perpetrator of the crime. Somebody faked the evidence? Yes. And if you think about it, the reason for doing so is obvious. To ensure that whoever found the gun would conclude that the shooter had been in the spectator area. And in order to do that, they had to make it seem as if both shots had come from this one weapon. I get it. That's why it's got 2 rounds spent, huh? Precisely. As we have already proved, the bullet that burst the balloon came from a different weapon. Which means it makes it entirely possible that the bullet which killed Mr. Rook did not come from this gun either. Nice work, Edgeworth. That's some high-grade sleuthing. But why don't you get to the point? You've come this far, spit it out. Oh, I intend to. Don't worry. The person who really shot Mr. Rook was... It's 100% you.
Take that!
You, Mr. Knight. You were the one who murdered Mr. Rook. Oh? Finally got up the courage to say it, huh? Surely not. Surely you wouldn't have. Oh, he 100%... Dude, President Wayne, no offense to you, but have you been listening to what he's been saying? Everything he's been saying has pretty much been like, oh, he's out of his way. I'm number one now. He killed him for the position. It's so obvious. It was only the killer who tried to take advantage of this fake murder plot. You killed Mr. Rook, hoping that he would look like an accidental victim of the bungled assassination. With the president locked away in the safe room and the door to the airplane tightly closed, it was just you and Mr. Rook, alone together. And that's how the TV broke. That's why the screen broke and there's glass in there. Ah! And that is when the third bullet was fired, right into your colleague's body.
Objection!
Wait, you really gonna claim there's a third one now? You just said there was only 2 gunshots were heard. You wanna tell me how that works?
Objection!
Airplane cabins are practically soundproof, Mr. Knight. You close the door. Nothing can be heard from outside. Not even gunfire. But wasn't the president right next door? Yes, very true. Which means he may have heard the shot himself. Well, Mr. President? I didn't hear anything. But you can observe this room through your security feed, can you not? The camera in this room isn't normally on. I have to manually switch it on when I enter the safe room. That's what you did this time too, right? Well, that is... what's gotten into him? Mr. President, this is vitally important. Please, President Wang.
Fine, I was busy hiding under the bed and covering my ears.
What? Even though you knew the whole thing wasn't real?
Yes, I hate the sound of guns. This is like a hint of the awful noise and, oh, it's all just too much.
Oh my Ah, that there satter's in a pot of overcooked crawfish. Ahem. Mr. Knight, you saw that the President Wang was cowering beneath the bed. Yeah, so what? And what's more? You knew from the monitor bank that on the security camera of this room hadn't been switched on. Which means you knew the circumstances were perfect for you to fire a third shot straight at Mr. Rook.
Knight, oh, could you really have betrayed my trust so horribly?
You think I killed that old half-wit? You don't trust me that much, huh? These are the things I get for putting my life on the line for you day after day.
I want to believe you, but...
I don't get it. I just don't get it. What is there to doubt here? Why don't you believe that girl over there could have done it?
No, because the gun isn't the murder weapon. We know that from the number of bullets fired.
Yeah, well, how do you know it wasn't a spent bullet from the start?
What?
Someone could have fired one from the gun yesterday, or the day before. And today, another bullet. That bullet hit Rook. That's pure speculation, pal, and you know it. Maybe. But can you prove it's not true? Can you prove our end is not true?
Not with any certainty, no. But you can't prove your end either, sir.
You're nothing without conclusive proof. So come on. A single piece of evidence straight through my heart. I dare you. Well, what are you waiting for? There must be something. Wasn't there, Mr. Edwards? If we can't prove it, Tabby's... Please, Ruffles. I messed up. I know I did. I should have never done what I did. Not even for a scoop. But murder? No, that ain't me. I ain't a murderer's bone in my body.
Conclusive proof. If only I could prove that Knight's gun is a murder weapon. Wait, perhaps I can.
If you had a bullet to burst the balloon, maybe you could scrap a credibility. Man, you could run forensics and see if it matched my gun.
If we had a bullet that killed Mr. Rook, the forensics could tell us which gun it was fired from.
No proof, no case. End of conversation.
Objection!
Hold it right there.
What now? You're not about to claim you do have proof.
Of course I do.
This ought to be good. Alright, bring it on. Show me this proof of yours.
Bullet to kill Mr. Rook is the key to ending our little game. Very well. Conclusive evidence is not in my possession. We do not have the bullet at the moment. Not currently in my possession.
Alright then. Thanks for playing, folks. That's all. Game over.
However, it is here in this room.
What? Hey, can we grab that bullet real quick, please, too? We would love that bullet that you could shot up below.
As we know, the bullet that killed Mr. Rook passed through his body. But where did it end its journey? Perhaps we should cast our minds back to an earlier conversation. But now, of course, we know that the so-called assassination attempt was a complete fabrication. The vest was prepared in advance to make it look as if it had been hit by a bullet. Which begs the question, where is the real bullet?
I like it. Twist. It's good stuff, Edwards. Come on, then. Don't keep us in suspense.
Does any of you honest point to where the bullet that killed Mr. Rook might have ended up?
Take that!
There's something very clearly missing from this room. Yes, a prosecutor with some common sense. Take a look at the bank of security monitors. Oh. Oh. I see you've caught on, Mr. President. Splendid. There are screens here showing views all around this airplane, inside and out. The only external angle not covered is the right-hand side of the aircraft. That's because one of the monitors is missing. There was a monitor in that space previously, wasn't there, Mr. President? There was. I have no idea why my plushie is doing there now. It appears someone's vain attempt to hide what is obviously lacking. But where did it go, and why? The why is easy enough to answer, because it was struck by a bullet. For if we were to believe that the bullet was in the vest was a real deal, then anything that hinted at the existence of another bullet had to be removed. So where did the missing monitor go? Where indeed? I believe it must be hidden somewhere on this plane. After all, there wouldn't have been time to dispose of it outside of the aircraft. Detective Gumshoe, conduct a search if you would. Right away, sir. Mr. President, extraterritoriality, remember? I have no objection to the search. Please go ahead. You will help us discover the truth behind what's happened to Rook, and we'll not stand in your way. What are you? I don't believe this. Rook. This. Rook, that. Don't you ever think about anybody else? Search has been authorized, Detective, if you wouldn't mind. Sir, I found it. The monitor. Excellent work. Now go ahead and extract the bullet. Let's see. If I put my hand in here and just... Come on. Got it. Well, would you look at that? This is the bullet that killed Mr. Rook. There's no doubt about it. And there you have it, Mr. Knight. Single piece of evidence that you requested, straight through your heart. Even you must admit that this bullet didn't come from the spectator area gun. Then Miss Lloyd cannot be Mr. Rook's killer. What? No pizzy comeback? Detective, have forensics analyze the bullet for secretions and compare them to the gun we found. Yes, sir. Fidelity you can count on it. Alright. What? Gumshoe? What do we got? Our findings are as follows, sir. Firstly, the blood on the bullet is indeed that of the victim, proving that it was the bullet that killed Mr. Rook. Secondly, found Mr. Knight's fingerprints on the gun. Oh. Probably from when I handed over the evidence to him. Now the key part, the secretions. If they're not a match, then Miss Lloyd is in the clear. That's it. This situation is... Oh no. Did he switch the laser pointer? What? But how could that be? No way. Oh, come on. No doubt about it, sir. This is the gun that fired the bullet. How? Well, isn't that something? Conclusive proof that I was right. What's the matter? You don't think you had me backed into a corner, did you? Yes, you misread the board. Because the only one backed into a corner here was you. Is there a way we can flip this on him? Okay, so there's no denying it. Forensic proves that gun and the bullet are a match. The bullet that killed Rook was fired from the gun you found in the spectator area. Who pulled the trigger? Can't have been me. I was up on stage. Sleep your little friend. The hack killed Rook. She's a murderer. You just proved it. Your move, Edwards. Let's remember two things. One, where you found a gun. And two, which gun the fatal bullet came from. Whichever way you look at it, I can't have been the shooter. Well, you did have your hands on the evidence. You could easily have switched it. How could it have come to this? Me and the president, we admitted to faking the assassination attempt. Now it's your turn to admit something. Who the killer really is. There's no way Tabby did it, is there? Don't let him get to you, Kay. We just need to go over his statements again. There must be something further we can deduce from them. Okay, let's do this, Mr. Edgeworth.
Hold it! Objection!
No, you hold it. You were the one that proved this. Or you saying that forensics was wrong? The bullet had the victim's blood on it. Which means it must be the one that took his life. It doesn't seem to have fired a gun we found in the trash can. Don't you just love this? Your face, Edwards. What a picture. Okay, well split. Let's just agree that facts and you are now moved up. Gun fired a fatal bullet.
Hold it!
Yes, who indeed? Still can't bring yourself to admit the truth, huh? I get it. If I was in your shoes just a few minutes ago, burn me up on the inside, you know. Made me really want to shoot someone. Sorry, it's no laughing matter, I know. But we both know who really did shoot someone, don't we?
Hold it!
What proof is there that Miss Lloyd fired the gun? What proof? How about the forensics you ordered? They didn't find her prints on it, though, did they? Yeah, the only prints they found were yours, pal.
Objection!
From when I confiscating the evidence, probably. Anyway, say it wasn't Miss Journalist. Who was it? Because it can't have been me. Your investigation put the shooter in the spectator area, didn't it? Are you ready to admit it yet? All the evidence points in one direction.
Hold it!
That's not what I proved at all. Oh yeah? What did he prove? Still trying to make this about how we fired the first shot? Sure, you proved that, and I admitted it. But so what? You're forgetting that you were here to do one thing and one thing only. Got that right, to uncover the truth. And you think running your little country's relationship with ruining your country's relationship with Zinc 5 is going to do that? No, your job is to solve an attempted assassination, nothing else. I'll decide what my job is, thank you very much. You don't get to tell me what to do. Okay, sure. Let the trial go cold. Trial go cold where you flip your wing and over who gets to say who is who. Or you could finally do what's right and admit your little girlfriend is guilty.
Never. You're the guilty one here, there's no doubt about it. Markings on the bullet are consistent with those left by the weapon from the trash can. But if Mr. Knight were to have tampered with the gun somehow, could have only done it once I had handed over the evidence, not a moment before. Is there anything we can do, Mr. Edwards? There must be something. A reason thus far is sound, I'm sure of it. Which means we can overcome his defenses this time as well. Really? Even with the forensic results on this side? Testimony is untruthful. There is always a contradiction to be found.
Hold it!
No, that's...
Objection!
What was it you said? The forensic will back you up? How does it feel to be shot in the chest by your own conclusive proof, huh? Not a good one, I imagine. The bullet and the gun are a match, Mr. Edwards. Kinda has to mean Tabby pulled the trigger, no? Even so, I simply cannot accept that. But sir, there's no denying the evidence. There isn't. So what am I missing? If I assume Miss Lloyd to be innocent, then a gun and a bullet shouldn't be a match. What is it, Kate? I was just thinking, the evidence points to something that doesn't seem possible. Then maybe there's something wrong with it. You're asking me to call the evidence into question. Well, there's no other way Tabby did this, right? So if the evidence says that she did, then the problem must lie there. You seem very sure about this, and I seem very sure as well. Caught my great thief's intuition. Intuition, Still, she could be right. I simply don't believe Miss Lloyd to be a malicious liar, which means... As someone who believes that evidence is everything in court, the irony is not lost on me. But if I were to call a piece of evidence into question, it would have to be the gun. Something untoward is going on here. It would have to involve the weapon, not the bullet. After all, we've only just recovered the bullet a little while ago. Furthermore, we know that Mr. Knight had an opportunity to handle the gun. Indeed, he had ample opportunity. There is no doubt that the gun and the weapon was used in the crime, which means it must belong to...
Take that!
The gun belongs to Mr. Knight. He switched them around. That has to be it. I think we could probably just object right away.
Objection!
Admit it. You switched the guns, didn't you, Mr. Knight? That's why the markings match the weapon in question. It was yours all along. An intriguing move there, Mr. Edgeworth. And you must have made the switch when I handed over the evidence. While I was busy trying to make the case for remaining on investigation. You took the laser sight from the gun that we found in the trash can and put it on your own. Then not long afterward, you handed that gun back to me instead of the one we found. I did, huh? Think I somehow knew you'd find, let alone run forensics on the bullets sometime in the future? Is that so strange? You are a chess player, after all. A man well used to thinking several moves ahead. I'm flattered, but as much as it pains me to admit, you're overestimating my abilities. Besides, you don't even have any proof that I made the switch. You got the same model as mine. Weird, sure, but it's just a coincidence. Okay, we don't have the text of that anymore. So we had text that specifically said that the guns were like hard to find. We're like more specific to Zinc 5.
And look, there's a laser sight attached. Also, take a look at the cylinder. 2 spent bullets. Just what we'd expect to see. So what proof do you have that I switched the original gun out for mine? None, that's what. All you have to do is move the bullets around. Like, dude, you act like this isn't something you can just switch. You say I'm overestimating your abilities. You surprise me. What can I say? I'm a modest guy. Most more modest than you, that's for sure. Everywhere except the chessboard, that is. Well, I don't see a chessboard here, do you? Shame. Still, guess that gives you a nice excuse. I didn't mess up. I didn't have the right evidence. I don't think I'll be the one making excuses. Rather, I didn't mess up. They just got lucky with the evidence. Will be your excuse, I'd imagine.
Hold it!
Not a coincidence. A coincidence, you say? Or was it a necessity? Can't be both, pal. Sure it can. The bodyguards need to protect the president. And the girl needed to use a gun. Probably didn't know the whole about him. Not so far-fetched for her to pick something she's heard about what also happened to me. Okay, but why a revolver? Why is that your go-to gun? It's probably something to do with its ease of use. No spent castings to chase down, for example. Exactly. Perfect tool for a job where you can't afford to fail. Or you don't know what you're doing. Still, coincidence, necessity, doesn't make a whole lot of difference either way.
Hold it!
Because you swapped it on there. Put up or shut up, Mr. Edgeworth. Where's your evidence? Well, that is... Don't go making accusations you can't back up. Or did your daddy never teach you that? Now, Sans, the facts are in my favor here.
Hold it!
I've been meaning to ask, actually. What about your own weapon? How many spent bullets are in its cylinder? And this old girl here? Well, now, you've watched me change it multiple times, so... Like, we've literally seen him change the rounds in it multiple times. So, like, this isn't... Unless the game is just being like, did it for a haha, but it's still the same bullets. I let loose a few rounds earlier, as you saw. Loads his gun every time he fires it. If I were to tell you how many there were at the time, you'd have no way of verifying that. Of course, in order to swap the guns properly, he had to maintain the right number of bullets per gun. He didn't have a chance to put on any gloves, though, which means... Wait... We got him. Alright. I think it's about time you did the right thing and resigned, don't you? Game's all but done, see?
Objection!
I have your proof. Right here. That's your proof? I think you've been working too hard, Edgeworth. Not the gun itself. The evidence it carries. The evidence that will prove, once and for all, that it does in fact belong to you. Because, we saw him loading the bullets. It's like one thing that I don't know which way it's gonna go specifically, but
if he's the one that put the bullets in, his fingerprints will be on the bullets of the gun. I'm looking forward to this. Go ahead and make your move. What's about to come into play? A rook? The bishop? Not a pawn, surely. The evidence that the evidence the gun will provide takes in the form of. I think it has to be fingerprints, right? Fingerprints. Namely your fingerprints, Mr. Knight.
Objection!
My prints? Huh. Of course my prints are on the gun. You handed it right to me when you gave the evidence. How could they not be on me?
Objection!
What if I told you there are prints on a part of the gun that you shouldn't have touched at any point? What? Where? You can't prove that. Oh, but I can. There's a place where your fingerprints could never have been left if things happened as you say. Allow me to present a final piece of evidence that will bring this game to its rightful conclusion. Here, look closely at the cylinder, Detective. There we go. You did indeed switch guns when I handed you the evidence. But if that was all you had done, your deception would have been easily detected. Because the number of bullets fired in each gun was different. There were 2 spent bullets in the gun we found. Yeah, but what about Mr. Knight's gun? We know that he fired 2 bullets on stage into the balloon. And then he fired another into Mr. Rook, ending his life. So 3 bullets in total, plus a few odd ones he let loose in the shop during our little game. And after each shot, he reloaded his gun out of habit. With his bare hands, of course. Officer, where exactly is Mr. Knight's fingerprints found? The ones you mentioned in the report. Sir, they're found on the exterior of the weapon, but also on the bolts themselves. I'm not sure they could have gotten there just from me handing you the evidence, Mr. Knight. And there we have it. Proof you did indeed switch the guns. This gun is the one that fired the bullet that killed Mr. Rook. Is yours. And in taking his life, you are the true assassin. Checkmate. No. What? What was that? Where did that stuff come from? I was going to be the new chief of security. That blasted Rook. If it hadn't been for him, I would have been charged by now. I would have been in control of the whole team. The plan was perfect. Fake assassination was supposed to be flawless. Detective Gumshoe. Right away, sir. Curse you, Edgeworth. Our game isn't over yet. I'm afraid this is as far as we go for today. The next move we play will be in the courtroom. But it's not fair. It's not fair. Mr. Edwards, I owe you a debt of gratitude. You exposed a murderer within my ranks of my own personal guard. I will not soon forget that.
Suddenly very presidential again. Now that we're back outside of the plane. I saw it, you know, when I first proposed the fake assassination. You want me to handle it? Not Rook? Rook refused. I can rely on you, can't I? Of course, sir. You can count on me. I'll put together a plan that can't possibly fail. He'll play his part like a pawn he is. Oh my gosh. Wang! You should have noticed! That's so obvious right there. He just called him a pawn. He's straight up. He's just straight up like, he'll play his part like the pawn he is. Bro, so obvious. Like, hey, I'm ready to sacrifice his life. The hatred in his eyes was plain to see. He despised poor Rook. I was not entirely comfortable about moving forward this night in charge of our little deception. Looking back, I think he sensed my discomfort. I can't help but thinking he played a part in the decision to end Rook's life. I played a part in it. Mr. President, none of this would have happened if you hadn't plotted to fake an attempt on your life. That was your crime, and it is a crime you will have to live with. You are right. I can only apologize for the part I played. I will no doubt be made to pay for my actions in one way or another. But I thank you nonetheless. You solved the riddle of Rook's demise. That I shall be eternally grateful. I will be here in your country for a little while longer yet. When I return home, perhaps you will visit us in Zangfa. You will always be welcome.
Oh, thank you. You don't know how grateful I am. All's well that ends well.
Miss Lloyd, the accusation of murder against you was of course, entirely groundless. But the fact remains that you are a willing participant in the staged assassination attempt. The police will no doubt wish to speak with you about the matter. You should be aware that you may well be punished for your actions.
I know. I'm awfully sorry about everything. Truly, I am.
I understand your desire for a scoop, but there are limits.
There sure are. You got me some serious thinking to do. You did it, Mr. Edgeworth. That was something else. Local prosecutor solves assassination conundrum, earns eternal gratitude from president. How's that for a headline? Hey, there's my department. Mr. Prosecutor, how do you feel to solve such an important case? You must be over the moon.
It certainly doesn't stay down for long. No comment.
Dang. You got one time-lipped son of a gun.
Well as should be. This case is not over yet.
It isn't? How come?
Because until we unravel the story behind this, the case will never be completely over.
Take that!
The killer's calling card.
Mr. the Killer has yet to complete his assignment.
You may still try to murder the president?
I hope I'm wrong. But if I'm not, this could all blow up into something more sinister yet.
Very well could.
As one would expect from the attempted assassination of a president. The case was all over the news. And my preparations for Mr. Knight's trial were constantly interrupted by requests from the press. There wasn't a person in the land who didn't know about the case. Everyone was talking about it. But in the midst of the frenzy that followed, nobody noticed that this was only the first move in a game far bigger than any of us could have imagined.